So today I'm actually going to be showing you a really cool advanced card trick. Yes, we're going right in, back at it again with the really awesome advanced card tricks. This one, I'll admit, is pretty tricky to do. So if you're not that comfortable with doing advanced card tricks, this is probably not for you. But if you guys are into advanced card tricks, definitely stick around and check this out because it's really fun to do. So without further ado, let's get right into the performance over here. So for this trick, I actually just need the 2 red kings. So let's go ahead and pull them right out of the deck, just like this. We'll set them aside for now. And the rest of the deck can be shuffled. It's a totally impromptu trick. And we also need to just split the deck up here into 2, roughly equal piles. Let's say about here is probably fine. So what's gonna happen is we need to take the 2 red kings and lose them in one of these piles here. We'll not really lose them, but we'll just kind of place them in the middle, but we are gonna keep them face up because we do want to know where they are. So we can have the spectator just kind of insert these anywhere they like to in the pile, but I'll go ahead and leave them out jogged here so that you guys can really see that these cards are just in the middle of the pack, just like this. And I'll just kind of leave them right over here. So the other pile that we have over here, this is what the spectator is going to select a card out of. So I will just go ahead here and spread through the cards. The spectator can go ahead and choose any card that they like. Let's say this one over here. I'll go ahead and turn my head because I don't want to see it. But let's say they say this card over here. They're remembering this card. And we're going to have them say stop as well. So let's say they say stop right over here. Okay, we'll take the card and just place it right there in the middle of the pack, okay? So it really is lost in the middle. And what we're gonna do is square up the kings with this pile over here. And we're going to be shuffling these 2 piles together. And I'm gonna try something pretty crazy right now, okay? So we'll see if I can do this. I think that should be good, right about there. We'll give them a shuffle, and I will now spread through the cards so you can see what I've just done. So right here, you can still see the 2 kings that are face up, but you probably notice that now there's a card that's in between them. You can see out of all these cards, you could have picked any card. Remember, you could have said stop anywhere, and you also placed the 2 kings anywhere. But somehow I knew exactly how to shuffle these cards so I could get your selection, the 7 of diamonds in between the 2 red kings. And that is the trick, guys. So yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. All right, guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So yeah, this trick is pretty awesome looking. It's pretty advanced, but it's super satisfying to both the spectator and actually the magician. Once you perform this trick, once you know how to do it, and you actually pull it off, it actually feels really, really nice to watch yourself doing it. But yeah, if you guys are not into doing, perfect pharaohs and stuff like that, I would recommend staying away from this trick. But hey, anyone can learn the pharaoh shuffle. It's definitely something everyone should learn how to do. But yes, this trick does require you doing a perfect pharaoh shuffle. So that's just sort of a disclaimer. But yeah, if you guys are still interested in learning how to do this trick, stick around because I will teach you right now. So all you need are just 2 kings, and also you need the deck to have 52 cards, so including these kings, but not including the jokers. So 52 cards, not including the jokers. Once you have these things, I just set up these kings for a little production. I just put one face up on top and the other face down on top of that. And then all I did was a little snap top shot like this, how I produced those 2 kings in the beginning of the performance. But of course, you don't need to do that. You can just pull them out and leave them on the table for now. So once you do this, there are now currently 50 cards in the deck, 50, and you're going to need to split these cards into exactly half, so 25, 25. And this comes with practice. If you don't want to do it this way, you can always just count 25 cards, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just count that. But since I'm teaching this to more advanced people, you guys can go ahead and just cut the cards like this. I use my thumbs here on the side, kind of just open it up like a book. This is the best way to get that perfect split. And I think this is about it right over here. And it just uses estimation and you just need to practice it. But once you get it down, it actually is pretty easy to do. So once you have the cards here split perfectly in half, you just need to take either half. It doesn't matter. The spectator can choose, but you're just gonna take the 2 kings and place them anywhere in the center of the pack, and you're gonna leave them out jogged. All you need to do now is take this pile, and you're going to be spreading through here, but you're actually going to be counting how many face down cards are on top of this first king over here. And you can do this really quickly just by counting in groups of 3. So how I do this, I spread off groups of 3, and I just count this as 1, and then another group of 3, 2, another group of 3, 3, another group of 3, 4, and then another group of 3 would be 5, but there's only 2 here. This right here, there's 14 cards that I've counted, okay? That's how many cards are on top of that first king. And then once I count those cards, I'll just keep going, just so it looks like I'm spreading throughout all these cards. But as I do this, I'm just sort of saying, so like you could have placed the kings anywhere, but you know, they're sort of in the middle of the pile. And you can also flip the cards over as well and show the other side as well, but it doesn't really matter. Then you're just gonna spread these out and leave that over there. So once you have that information, you know there's 14 cards that are on top of that first king. What you need to do is have the spectator select any card, and then you need to control that card to the 14th position in this pile, and that's it. So what you're gonna do is spread through the cards, and this is actually sort of what I like to do. So I actually like to get my break on the 14 cards right now as I have the spectator select a card. So I spread through the cards, inviting them to take out a card, but as they're taking out a card, I'm actually going to be counting. So 3, 6, 9, 12. And then I'm actually, instead of counting 14, 2 cards, I'm actually gonna count 1, so 13. So I'm actually gonna have a break right below 13 cards, so that when I have the spectator say stop, I'll lift up at the break, and then they'll place their card here. This will be the 14th position. So essentially you wanna get a break under this many cards from the king pile -1. That's how many cards you want to get with your break over here on this pile. So I do this as I say. So here, you can go ahead and pick out any card. So I get the break, I keep my finger on this card here, and then they can pick any card. It really doesn't matter which card they pick. If they pick a card from below the break, that's perfect. But if they pick a card from above the break, then all you need to do is just add 1 more card like this and then just hold the break, okay? So once you're in this position, they can look at the card. It doesn't matter what it is. In this case, we have the 6 of spades. Now you're going to basically do a riffle force because you have this pinky break here. You're gonna have them say stop, and wherever they say stop, you're just going to let go of the thumb break, pick up at the pinky break, and you're gonna have them place the card in this position right here. So in this case, we have the 6 of spades, and that goes right there. And that's it. So at this point, you're going to be picking up the king pile first here, and you're gonna square this up, and then you're gonna pick up the selection pile next. And all you're gonna do now is a perfect pharaoh shuffle, but you're gonna be doing it sort of in a very specific way. So I'll focus the camera here so you guys can actually see what is going on. Selection pile goes on top of the king pile. What you're gonna wanna do is make sure that the bottom card of the selection pile is the second to last card. So the bottom card of the king pile will be the bottom card of the entire deck. This card, the bottom card of the selection pile, will be the second to last card when you pharaoh shuffle these cards together. So you just want to get this card in the second to last position. Try and get that in the camera here. And then once you get it in that position, you just want to make sure that every single card on top of it gets shuffled perfectly, like this. Oh, that wasn't that good. And this will take some practice. This is not something that you're gonna be able to do immediately. As you guys can see, I'm actually struggling. And this is sort of the reason why it's not the most practical card trick to perform, because you need to get this perfect pharaoh shuffle in order to do it. But yes, with practice, it is something that can be done. In my performance video, I actually got it on the first try, so that was great. And there you go, right over there. So after a couple tries, I did it, but you guys can see here that the bottom card of the selection pile is now the second to last card in the entire thing, and every single card on top is perfectly pharaoh shuffled. If you do this, their card was the 6 of spades, right? So let's see what happens when I spread through the cards now. Let me unfocus that camera. So their card was the 6 of spades, 2 kings are right here, and let's see, boom. Just like that, 6 of spades. This works every single time as long as you follow those directions and you practice doing that perfect pharaoh shuffle. If you are performing this to people, it really doesn't matter if it takes you a couple of tries to get that perfect pharaoh shuffle, because this isn't really, a magic trick per se. This is sort of just a skill demonstration. Like you're showing your dexterity and your sleight of hand. You're showing the spectator how you can, perfectly precision shuffle a deck of cards. And if it takes you a couple tries, that's perfectly fine, because they realize that what you're doing is very difficult. And if you say that to them, they'll totally believe you. Besides, what you're doing, it looks really difficult anyway. So when you show them this in the end though, it's super impressive because it looks really, really impossible. And yeah, that is the trick, guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a super cool advanced trick. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.